Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us for the next episode of What Do You Do? I'm here with John McNerney, who works in our Environmental Resources Division for the city's Public Works, Utilities, and Operations Department. So, John, why don't you tell folks at home, what do you do?
Well, I'm the Ecological Services Program Manager for the City of Davis. And what that means is I am managing both the urban wildlife and the integrated pest management programs. I am a wildlife biologist. I've been working for the city about 24 years,
Oh,
actually
wow.
next month. And I look after the wildlife for the City of Davis.
Why does the city need a wildlife specialist? I mean, do we have lots of different and cool animals that are, kind of make Davis home?
Yeah, the city of Davis is very unique in the sense that we have lots of open space and parks, um, and we have stormwater utilities that are also supporting wildlife. So there's lots of habitat, there's lots of wildlife that live in town, and the community here really gets behind the environmental aspect of the community, including the biological resources like wildlife and the habitats that they live in. So I
Very
help
cool.
to support all that.
What kind of animals do you see, from time to time here?
Well, we have a lot of different wildlife here in town. I think what most people are more familiar with are the common urban species like raccoons, skunks, squirrels, those sorts of things. But if take a moment to visit a greenbelt and look up into the trees, we have a lot of raptors that live here, including red-shouldered hawks, Swainson's hawks, red-tailed hawks, Cooper's hawks, plenty of owls around too, great horned, barn owl, those sorts of things. Yeah.
Wow. So where are we right now? We're at North Star Park?
So right now we're at North Star Park in North Davis, and we're near the Julie Pertensky Pond, which is a stormwater pond and a habitat basin. It's multi-purpose. The City of Davis Public Works Utilities and Operations Department manages that facility for stormwater. The North Star Park here you see behind us is managed by the Parks Department.
Very cool. And would you say your work is seasonal in any way? Like, do you do certain things depending on the time of year?
That is true. Throughout the year, it definitely changes. It kind of follows actually wildlife. So wildlife cycles are pretty much dependent on how much sun is out there, how warm things are, how much food is available. So we definitely see wildlife kind of slow down during the winter months, and then they get really busy this time of year when the spring occurs and through summer during the reproductive cycle. And that's really when my field season gets super active. I'm out in the field a lot, monitoring for nests, trying to help protect those nests and other things. During the winter time, where we're not seeing so much nesting, I'll spend more time on the planning
Mm.
aspect of the job. So helping like the open space program and the parks department identify projects for the next year that might influence wildlife or the habitats, and help them to kind of navigate through some of the impacts that may occur and then how to protect the resources.
Wow. Are you a department of one or division of one? How many people are part of your team?
So yes, the urban wildlife program has one, that's me, and then the integrated pest management program, which I oversee, is also just one position.
Wow.
But we are finding that those two programs overlap quite a bit, especially when it comes to nuisance wildlife issues. So our integrated pest management coordinator is beginning to assist with some of those nuisance wildlife calls, which is very helpful to my program. And of course, I'm assisting with the integrated pest management side of things as well.
Wow. So I assume you're out in the field or out in Davis almost every day. What would you say is a great spot when I need to get off of my phone and I need some vitamin D and some sunshine? Where do you like to go?
Well, I mentioned before, there's lots of great resources around here to get outside and unplug. Our greenbelt systems are wonderful, but when it comes to habitat and wildlife, especially if you're interested in watching some of the amazing things that the wildlife does when you're out in the area. I like areas, the open space areas, especially like the South Fork Preserve. I think that's one of my favorites. Davis Wetlands is another one, which is northeast of town, out near the wastewater treatment plant. wonderful wildlife habitat. It's remote. There's not a lot of people out there. It's a great space to kind of get out of your head for a little while.
Nice. So if you guys have some free time, the weather's great. You guys should definitely check out those places.
Absolutely.
So if someone who's watching is interested in some of the things that you mentioned, what's the best way for them to learn more about the division or get in touch with you?
Best way to find out more about the Urban Wildlife Program is to visit the City of Davis's website. And you could go to either the Public Works Utilities and Operations Division webpage, or just go do a search for City of Davis Urban Wildlife, and it'll bring you to our page. Lots of information about wildlife, how to watch them, where to go. If you're having challenges with them in your backyard, for example, there's a lot of information available there. My contact information is there as well, so feel free to reach out to me if you have any of those questions.
Awesome. Is there anything else you wanted to mention?
Just really love this community. I love the people here, and are very much for environmental resource conservation protection. And there's not too many communities out there that share the same values, so it's a wonderful place to work.
I can't imagine there are a lot of communities that have like a urban wildlife specialist on their, you know.
They're not, actually. I think in California, the city of Davis may be the only one that has a
Oh,
staff wildlife biologist.
wow.
The next one that I can think of that has a staff wildlife biologist would be the city of Boulder in Colorado.
Oh, wow. That's really good to know.
Yeah,
We are very unique in many ways, Davis.
yeah, that's true.
All right. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Go check out some great open spaces and some parks, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Thanks, Jenny. Bye.